You don't have to spend a fortune. 3 potatoes, 98 cents a pound. An empty box was given to me in one little cheap garbage bag. I have my potatoes ready to sprout for next year. That's what you call prepping. And if you live in an apartment, you could get 4 or 5 of those boxes right there and raise a lot of potatoes. Sweet potatoes and orange potatoes. So, like and subscribe. Sammy and Alley bug here. It's getting on toward the year, early part of the year, and it's time to start doing some prepping and getting ready for next year. First thing I did today was make another bottom board for my beehive. I'm fixing to split my hives. Then I run down to Walmart and picked up me my sweet potatoes. Now those I'm gonna root, and then I will take them and cut the shoots and plant them, and I'll have my sweet potatoes. Now people, the way I'm gonna do it, I have my own worm bins. I made videos on how I pull the potato plants out and plant them. But for people that don't have a worm bin, get you a box like this and get you a garbage bag like this. Or the big green one, it don't matter. Or just plain plastic. Put it down in the box. It's kind of hard to do this one-handed. Straighten it out around the edge of the box. When you get that done, you take your, in y'all's case, potting soil. In my case, some of the soil I made out of my worm bins, and you put it in here, and you take and plant your potato down in there, and set it in a good dark place like my shed right here, and you leave it set for about a week or 10 days, and pretty soon you come back and you got your little shoots. All right, you take them out to your garden and you plant them. Now I'm gonna shut it off right now until I get this box fixed and the dirt in it. I got the plastic bag in the box, and if you'll notice, this is what I use for my worm bedding. It's leaves, paper, chopped up grass, and I make this up, leave it set out for sometimes 3 or 4 months before I use it. But if I want to plant something, there you go. I'll start piling it in there. And it don't take much of this to go a long ways. Now when I get all this in there, when I get it all in there, what I'm going to do, take about 2 handfuls like this of my worm poop and mix it up real good. The University of North Carolina ran tests on worm dropping, casting. And you know, you could do 50%, it won't hurt. But it don't do that much better. A couple of handfuls, the same thing as 10 handfuls. Because once you get the bacteria growing, then things get a whole lot better quick. And I'm going to have to do this better, and it takes too long by hand. So I'm going to put the phone right there. No, I won't either. Okay. That got to be a quicker way. Hard to work by yourself. My daughter has Darkley's farmstead, and she had borrowed my tripod to do some real quick video the other day. And what happened was, she was in her chicken yard making her compost, turning the compost in the chicken yard, and drove the pitchfork all the way through her foot. They just finished operating on them. They said it's going to be very painful. And the way it went into her foot, the doctor was kind of smiled and said, "You'd rather have been gunshot than go through what she's going to go through when that packing comes out." So I don't know. Anyway, that's my bedding I had made I'm using for my plants. This, people, is my compost. All right. Now, it is real light, fluffy, You can see it, it's real light and fluffy. That's my worm poop. And all you gotta do is just mix a little bit in there. Just mix it in. I'm gonna put 2 handfuls. What I'm doing this way, in just a month or so, or maybe even, well, I'll say a month, I'm not gonna rush it. I'll be able to put these potatoes out of this box into the yard. Or if I was so desired, I could get 4 or 5 of these boxes and leave the potatoes in them and absolutely grow my potatoes in boxes. Now, let me get this set down here. 1 potato. 2 potatoes. And believe me, that's gonna be plenty. And right here on the very end, put this last little bit in there and make sure. That people, okay, I've got it in there planted. I've added more water. I don't put a lot of water because worm poop holds water, moisture big time. And you gotta be careful. You water it because you figure, okay, it'll dry out. It don't dry out, you'll drown the plant. Basically what I'm showing y'all, prep it in advance. This little old box will give me God knows how many slips or shoots in a matter of weeks. When I plant those 3 little potatoes from Walmart could become a meal, a bunch of meals. The thing is, you don't need to be so elaborate. I could stick these potatoes in those worm bins right there and forget it. They would sprout. I'm doing this to show you. Anyway, that's it. Please say a prayer for my daughter, Starkey's homestead, and hope she don't wind up losing her foot. Thank you. Like it, subscribe.